Total chaos in the market. Arsenal's £67 million target goes on strike and demands immediate exit. Andrea Berta pulls off Gallas-style move. Meanwhile, Partey's contract crisis is exposed, and Manchester City shocks Arsenal with secret deal for their top target. Another big day for Arsenal, and if you carry this club in your heart like we do, you're in the right place. Make sure to subscribe and turn on notifications, because every victory, every signing, every heartbreak, we live it all together. Let's jump into today's news. Arsenal have narrowed their search for a striker this month. Andrea Berta has made contact with Benjamin Sesko and is trying to strike a deal with RB Leipzig over the Slovenian striker. Arsenal also hold long-term interest in Viktor Gyokeres and are pursuing both deals before making a final decision on who to bring to the Emirates Stadium. Gyokeres wants to leave Sporting Lisbon this summer, and following a dramatic meeting with his club, he has now refused to play for the Portuguese club because of one major reason. According to Portuguese outlet Record, Swedish international Gyokeres is refusing to play for the club again, angry over what he sees as broken promises by the club. Gyokeres was told he was available for £55 million by the club and had a gentleman's agreement in place with Sporting. However, that fee has now reportedly risen to £67 million. The same figure being reported for Arsenal's other striker target in Cesco. Gyokeres is furious with the change in stance, and the Record report states that the forward will now refuse to play for the club again and would even go on strike. The Gunners are not the only club in for Gyokeres, as Premier League rivals Manchester United and Juventus are also monitoring the situation unfolding. Gyokeres would not be the first player to refuse to play for his club in an attempt to join Arsenal. William Gallas repeated the trick back in 2006. The French defender reportedly refused to play in Chelsea's opening game of the 2006-07 season. According to the club, however, Gallas denies that being the case. He eventually joined Arsene Wenger's side during that summer transfer window, with Ashley Cole moving the other way to Stamford Bridge. Sebastian Squillaci also refused to play for Sevilla in a Champions League clash, as it would have meant he was cup-tied in the competition ahead of a proposed transfer to North London. Should Arsenal make a move for Gyokeres, they will be hoping that the latest turn of events will not drag out negotiations as they look to have a settled squad before their preseason tour of Asia. Thomas Partey contract problem underlined as Man City reach agreement with Arsenal target. Arsenal are under pressure to get the summer transfer window right. Mikel Arteta's side endured another trophy-less season, and fingers were pointed at the club's disappointing summer recruitment in 2024 as a main factor behind the failures. Arsenal released 20 players at the end of their contracts, including Kieran Tierney and Raheem Sterling, as Andrea Berta sets to work on revamping the squad. Thomas Partey is still in talks over a new contract, but the urgency for a deal to be struck has just become greater after Pep Guardiola's latest move in the market. According to journalist David Ornstein, Manchester City are close to an agreement with Rosenborg over promising Norwegian midfielder Sverre Nypan. Arsenal were confident in signing Nypan before deciding to offer Partey a new contract back in May, and now appear to have missed out on the 18-year-old. Martin Odegaard tried to persuade Nypan to sign for the Gunners. However, the captain's efforts appear to have been in vain as City steal a march in the race. It now leaves the club in a difficult situation, and Arsenal will want a quick resolution with Partey over his new deal so that they can make alternative transfer plans if necessary. Partey broke his silence on his Arsenal future, but is not involved in any negotiations as his agent continues to talk with Arsenal and other European clubs. Martin Zubimendi is expected to arrive in July, but should Partey fail to agree a new deal, Arteta will want another central midfielder in his ranks. One name linked with the Gunners has been Atletico Madrid midfielder Pablo Barrios, and the 21-year-old would fit in well with Arteta's structure. The Spanish international scored 1 goal and made 4 assists in his 31 La Liga appearances this season, but would cost the Gunners in excess of £50 million, money that needs to be spent in attacking areas. £70 million Benjamin Sesko transfer is perfect for Arsenal. His agent has already revealed exactly why. Benjamin Sesko could be the answer to Arsenal's striker woes at long last, with the RB Leipzig star firmly on the Gunners' radar. Now 22, Cesco has been of interest at Arsenal for some time amid his rise in the Bundesliga with RB Leipzig. Mikel Arteta wants a striker, and it's believed that the Slovenia international could be the answer to the manager's plea, with contact ongoing. Arsenal are understood to be in a good position to land Cesco in a transfer that could define the future of Arteta's project. The Gunners have watched their rivals elevate populate their squads with goal-scoring machines. And now, sporting director Andrea Berta knows it's Arsenal's turn. The club have already exchanged pleasantries with Cesco's representatives, inviting them to the Emirates last year in a bid to win them over. Cesco's agent, Elvis Basanovic, will be weighing up his client's options with Arsenal firmly in mind, already equipped with the knowledge that his player could take naturally to the demands of the English game. Speaking to the Times in 2024, Basanovic emphasized Cesco's physicality, comparing his former club RB Salzburg's style to that of Premier League clubs, which would have surely turned heads in N5. RB are known for putting a lot of emphasis on physicality, just like the English clubs, he said. Basanovic continued by joking that Cesco's stature on the basketball court as well as the football pitch was a decisive element in him securing a transfer to RB Salzburg. We still joke with the sporting director of Salzburg to this day that Benny was the only football player I sold based on a basketball video. It's not the first time that Cesco's physicality and athleticism have been spoken about, as his former teammate Zlatko Junuzovic recalled when the striker touched the ceiling with his foot. Standing at 6 feet and 5 inches tall, Cesco represents the towering number 9 presence that the Gunners have been crying out for. Much like Erling Haaland, the Slovenian's height is not detrimental to his speed and agility, recording a top speed of 35.69 kilometers per hour, which is identical to Gabriel Martinelli's fastest recorded sprint. Though Kai Havertz offers Arsenal a target man based on his height and aerial ability, Cesco is an out-and-out striker, and a very clinical one at that. The forward's 19% conversion rate in the 2024-25 Bundesliga campaign was comparable to Haaland's 20% in the Premier League via SofaScore, telling of their shared ability to score goals. Being a goal scorer first and a tremendous athlete second, Cesco has all the ingredients to become a Premier League powerhouse, emphasizing the need for Arsenal to strike a deal. Arsenal told Mikel Arteta already has a player who is worth more than Liverpool-bound Florian Wirtz. Florian Wirtz is all set to join Arsenal's Premier League rivals Liverpool. The Germany international has been one of the best players in the Bundesliga for a couple of years now, and he is due a big move away from Bayer Leverkusen. Arsenal have been linked with Wirtz, but the Gunners' priorities this summer are elsewhere, which is why they made no move to sign him. Liverpool, on the other hand, are about to break their transfer record to land Wirtz. Bayer Leverkusen were never going to allow Florian Wirtz to leave for a small fee. The German club made it very clear to all their suitors that they wanted big money for their star man, and Liverpool are ready to meet those demands. TBR Football revealed that Liverpool are set to sign Wirtz for 150 million euros, 127 million pounds, including add-ons. However, the Sun have now revealed that the Germany international's transfer value actually stands at 118 million pounds, which means Liverpool are slightly overpaying for his services. Wirtz's valuation makes him the 8th most valuable player in world football right now, behind the likes of Lamine Yamal, Erling Haaland, and Kylian Mbappe. Another player who is deemed to be more valuable than Wirtz is Arsenal's own Bukayo Saka. He is said to be worth a whopping 126 million pounds. The Gunners' number 7 is one of the best in the business, and he ranks higher than other players like Pedri, Jamal Musiala, and Federico Valverde. Bukayo Saka versus Florian Wirtz stats in 2024/25 compared. The Arsenal star has been incredible for over 5 years now and has played a massive part in helping the Gunners become the club they are today. Wirtz has been incredible too over the years, but has the soon-to-be Liverpool player been better than Saka? Let's look at their numbers in the 2024/25 season. If you just look at the goals and assists column, you would think that Wirtz was better than Saka, but it was the Arsenal man who directly contributed to goals more frequently. To add to that, Saka suffered a serious hamstring injury that kept him out for 3 months. While it is also important to note that the Englishman plays in a significantly tougher league. The valuations are right. Saka is more valuable than Wirtz. And that wraps up today's biggest Arsenal news. If you enjoyed the update and want to stay on top of everything happening with the Gunners, make sure to subscribe and turn on notifications. You won't want to miss what's coming next. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Come on, Arsenal!